What's up, everybody? Sysadmin Sean here, and I'm bringing you another update about the Red Hat big news. So recently, Red Hat released another blog post specifically about the changes that are coming with how they're going more closed source and the reactions that people have and kind of their thoughts on that. And so we're going to pop that up real quick here. And yeah, so I'm going to highlight mainly the big important pieces. So they point out, hey, we will always send our code upstream and abide by open source license of our products we use, which includes GPL. So, they're just saying we want to stay open source. We just want to stay open source in the way we feel comfortable, not in the way people have gotten used to us being open source in the past. They feel like much of the anger about the recent decision is because they feel like people don't want to pay for the time and effort of the workers. Now, there is definitely something to be said about the idea that you need to pay these people to do all this work, because Red Hat does maintain a lot of different packages and they maintain a lot of stuff, and they have a lot of workers all over the world that they do need to pay. Do they need to get paid based off of just what Red Hat is doing? Should it be donations? I mean, you can ask for donations, but that doesn't always help a project out. That doesn't keep projects alive a lot of the times. So they have to ask for licensing. They have to add features and functionality to justify asking for money, because like a lot of Red Hat is open source. It's free. You can get it elsewhere. You can get it via CentOS Stream if you want to. But their argument is, if you're going to Alma or Rocky or some other rebuild of RHEL, that you're not really stealing, but you're taking money away from people that have put in a lot of work and effort and hours. And I can kind of see that argument, but do I believe that's Red Hat's true stance on things? I don't know. I'm not going to touch on that quite too much. And then let's see, the last bit, I think there was one more point. Yeah, here it is. Simply rebuilding code without adding value and change in any way represents a real threat to open source companies everywhere. This is a real threat to open source, and the only one that has potential to revert open source back to hobbyist and hackers only activity. So basically they're saying, if you rebuild Red Hat, you're not helping. You're not building an ecosystem that's justifiable. I would argue somewhat of a different thing. If I didn't have access to stuff like CentOS and Rocky and Alma in the past, I probably wouldn't have anywhere near the expertise in the Red Hat universe, in the Fedora, Red Hat, CentOS, all that. I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't know it. Now, of course, you've probably seen some of the other responses from Rocky and Alma and how they say, don't worry yet. It's not that big a deal yet. We're figuring it out, and that's cool and all. But what's confusing me is there hasn't been a response from Oracle Linux. So if you don't know, Oracle Linux is considered 100% compatible RHEL alternative. That is open source, completely free. You can download and install Oracle Linux without you don't have to give Oracle any money, and you can use their system. Now, I find this weird because they're not saying anything about this whole Red Hat situation. They're not saying they're upstream of RHEL, downstream of RHEL. RHEL's not saying that they're an option, to use as opposed to CentOS Stream. RHEL's saying you should use CentOS Stream or RHEL. Hard stop. They're not saying, you can go use Oracle Linux. Now, all that to say, back in January of this year, RHEL became an option to run in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So you didn't have to just run Oracle Linux if you didn't want to. You could pay for a RHEL subscription and put it in Oracle Cloud. But they were definitely more like, you should just run Oracle Linux because it's free and it's covered in your licensing if you use Oracle Infrastructure Cloud. It works with all the same stuff, Ansible Tower, AWX, all of those tools and stuff work in Oracle Linux. I don't know where they stand on this, and they haven't released anything about it. They've stated, hey, we're releasing new versions of Oracle Linux. The new updates for 8 and 9 are available, by the way. And otherwise, it's been kind of quiet. So I'm wondering what's going on there. Is it because Oracle releases its own kernel as well as the Red Hat compatible kernel? For those who don't know, Oracle releases what's known as an unbreakable enterprise kernel, UEK. And if you pay for Oracle Linux, you can have the functions and features of patching and upgrades without having to reboot the system, which is a pretty big deal. It was definitely something we had really considered when we were running ERP where I was at. So if you're looking for another free alternative that is RHEL compatible, supposedly, and will meet your needs and is free, Oracle Linux might be an option, but then you're supporting Oracle, and that's kind of a big no-no for a lot of people. So I just wanted to make that real quick video, just kind of point out what I've seen happening so far as a continuance. And thank you so much again for all the views and the likes and the subscribes from the last video. So, and I got your comments. I'm working on some of the videos that were requested in those, and we will hopefully have those ready for y'all soon. Until then, this has been another Sysadmin Sean video, and have a good day. And we'll see you in the next one.